time you're chasing, you know you're wasting, and I hate it. Life is what you make of it. Can't be on complacent shit. Man, I think I'll take it alone. Or see all the fake, yeah, you know it. So afraid to make mistakes that you blow it. I don't wanna be that way. Why you look at me that way? I know it'll be okay. Oh, don't wait for me for good. You say you pray I leave for good. I got options, I can't stop this. Yeah. You can't tell I do this often. Yeah. I can't make decisions on the spot. It's a problem that I got. I don't pick and choose a lot. I'd rather just take on what I buy. You know I like counting that shit. I found a habit. No, they pay me just to come and stand around in that bitch. Do some damage. That's why I don't make decisions a lot.
Peace, beloved, peace. It's your homie, Young Content, the unofficial sensei of the culture, mastering youthfulness, contentment, and NFTs with the bros. And we are in, what is the episode today? NFT Guru Talk and Chill, episode 25. And so happy to make it to 25 episodes. That's a feat. And I got a full cast. You already know who it is. You already know what it is. You got Walshy, you got DeadStock, and you got Jeremy, and they're all my best friends in the playground, and they're all full of knowledge and wisdom. I'm just the guy that asks the questions. What's going on, homies?
What up, player?
I'm doing so good,
bro.
Broskies, yo, it's been a wild west cowboy going into saloons, drinking, fights, and crypto. A lot of stuff. It's been a movie. It's been a whole movie.
We gonna make it. We gonna make it, baby.
We
gonna make it, son.
Holy smokes. Yo, shout out to the chat. Sewer Rat Gang, I see you, dude. Stan Rabbit said, what up, guys? Greetings. What up, fam? Tell Grandma. Make sure you hit the Discords that you're in and tell them that NFT Guru Talk and Chill 25 is popping off.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the whole dojo. People buying the toys. Yeah, y'all. Walshy, how's your day so far, bro? How's your week, bro? You tired like me? I'm tired.
I'm exhausted, honestly, today, Young. I mean, I've been getting my rest. I've been eating good and everything, but I mean, it's just been such an exciting week that I've been staying up a little bit later than I normally do, watching numbers, just kind of seeing how the market's reacting to this little bit of a pump we're going through, or I don't know, you might consider it a big pump, but it's been an exciting week. As a result, my sleep is lacking a little bit. I got to catch up.
You make sure you put some ketchup on your fries too, bro. You got to catch up. You already know the drill.
Never going to happen.
He's trying to make manager, guys. Leave him alone.
Yo, speaking of the ultimate manager, no, you're more than a manager, bro. Everyone's best friend. Everyone's a hero. What's up, DeadStock? How's your day? How's your week, bro?
Man, it's been a beautiful week. It's been a beautiful day. It's a beautiful life we're living right now. Just, you know, a lot of times we are in this space and we're just making moves, and you know, you see people flipping and that's cool, but like when you invest and then stuff like this happens, it's just a wonderful thing because you can sit back and enjoy it. So
yeah, I think the moral of the story for this week was patience pays off, bro. Patience pays off. That quick flip, that's not me. You know what I mean? And it's cool if it's you, but that patience and parallel went parabolic. We'll talk about that. Speaking of Mr. Parallel, you got Jeremy Stormsky in the building, the Shakespearean NFT soul. What's going on, dude? How was your week, sir?
Man, I have to say, this is probably one of the wildest weeks I've ever had in crypto. Like, I had some wild weeks in Illuvium, but I don't think anything comes close to the madness that went down with Parallel, dude. I don't think I've gotten that little of sleep since I was like playing Halo 3 in high school, staying up all night making maps. I'm
Yeah.
also in the Walshy boat where I'm exhausted, but in a good way. And man, just jumping on the show pumps me up, and I can't wait to dive into it because, yeah, just to reflect what you guys were saying, like, we're all going to make it, and patience really does pay off, man. Like, it's all coming together, and it's going to continue to come together. And
Yeah.
just super super happy to be here, guys. This is so awesome.
One of the things I wanted to start off the show with is I've seen a lot of everyone in this live stream come up big time this past year, and we definitely don't take these times for granted. And I think more money, more problems, right? But I think you give these people here in this chat room and this chat, even though people watching, we're going to be amplified to better people. You know what I mean? We're going to do righteous things. Walsh, you want to kick us off with the news you know about? I know Fastfood Punks. Thank you for getting me into that thing, bro. That I don't know what happened there, and thanks a lot for sure.
Welcome, man. And you know what? That's what it's all about. We've all shared some great projects with one another. Some haven't worked out, and others have. This project, let's start with Fastfood Punks, okay? I got to get to Avastars because there's some really exciting stuff going on there too. But Fastfood Punks being probably my biggest flip ever. I just don't even really know what to say. I thought that maybe it would be kind of profitable. It was fun, is the reason I was there. But I mean, did not see this coming. So let's rewind back to the
You
beginning.
didn't collect it for the money. You just collected it for fun.
Well, let's like I say, let's rewind a little bit to how I found Fastfood Punks. I honestly don't even remember how I found Fastfood Punks, but I know they were 0.01 ETH. And I had recalled on Twitter that some of the CryptoPunk owners, some of the OGs, without naming any names, they tend to like joking around, just clowning by putting McDonald's hats on their punks. And I knew that some of the people doing this were some of the more follower heavy and influential people in the punks community. So I said, you know what, for 0.01, like gas is low, I'm going to take the risk and I'm going to buy one. The drop happened. They sold out pretty quickly, but I did get one that I wanted. I got a hoodie. The next drop, again, they sold out quick. I was surprised with how fast the community was gobbling these 0.1 assets up. I ended up with a zombie the second time. I paid some extra gas, and you know what I mean? I skipped ahead of the line. I got that punk. And about a month goes by, and there's not a whole lot of activity. We're up like 5-6x. I'm pretty happy at this point. And things just fucking go mad, dude. The last 3 days, they've gone from, I think, a 0.4 or a 0.6, 0.06 or 0.07 floor to, I think they were up to like 3.5 ETH floors last night. Like, we're talking just unfathomable numbers. I've never seen it before in my time here.
Are the punks just want to get their McDonald's punk? Is that?
Well, I don't know. I know that some of the user base that are collecting these things are punk holders. I want to say that most probably aren't. I know that Nyancat, the artist, is involved. He's done, I think, a little bit of the art, and he's involved heavily with the community, which was another reason I got in. I like that, how the community was being led. The Discord is nuts. It's hilarious. They're making memes that just make me laugh my ass off. Like, it's fun to be there. And it was a perfect storm. And like, if you go check the numbers right now on OpenSea for Fastfood Punks, you're going to be blown away.
Is there any memes in there with McMoondles at all? They're talking about.
I mean, you can find any kind of meme that you're into. You're going to find in the Fastfood Punks Discord. And just to throw some numbers around, I don't want to take up too much time talking about this. 0.01 investment, a little bit of Gwei, and the zombie that I have right now, the floor is like 15 ETH. I've never held that much money in my life. Like, if it does sell for that amount of money, that will probably be the most money I've ever made on my own. And
You got it listed?
I have it listed for an exorbitant price. I don't expect it to sell for 50 ETH, but the floor was 15 ETH last night. I will
that's
lower
my boy.
Dude, yo, you literally, if fucking did a full 360. A farmer's kid comes up to be a millionaire. Fucking story. Write that in the news.
I mean, I'm far from a millionaire, but it definitely boosted my spirits a little bit. I felt like we were going down this quagmire of profile pick after profile pick, just dead end projects. And, you know, I recently got my credit cards paid off from school. And, you know, this just makes me hopeful that my student loan is going to be next. And then it's going to be completely debt free Walshy, ready to start my savings for retirement. And, you know, who knows how long. We'll see.
Go.
Yeah, boy.
Man, congratulations. That's so big, dude. Seriously, like just take a moment, just like feel that, you know? That's what's happening right now in this space. You know what I mean? Like we're all doing things that have like stressed us out for so long, you know, like debt is a big burden to like carry, and like we're unburdening, we're deloading, and it's all due to what we're doing right now, you know? Like holding the reins, as Young would say.
For real.
Yeah.
So
Love
yeah,
it.
guys. I mean, aside from
That's
fast
huge.
food punks, I have to talk about Avastars for a second. And
Hey,
again,
Walsh, can you hold that Avastar's alpha just for 1 second?
absolutely, yeah, for
Because
sure.
the chat is going wild for you. They said, damn, what a call, Walshy Stan Rabbit. Well done. Fucking
guys.
winning. Metamori, shout out to Metamori. What a fucking soul. I love that dude.
Maury.
Maury. Yeah, Maury. But the
Maury.
fights don't break out here, though. It's all love.
It's all love.
Brian
We gonna
Jones,
make-
big vibes. We got A Steve V says, sup. Yo, tell grandma we are live, all right? Parallel, go in there and spam that. Tell Orphan, tell all the homies. I see that beautiful Avastar behind you. What is that? Is that your first ever Avastar? And I know you're about to drop some bombs on us.
Yeah, I'll fill you in really quick on what's going on with Avastars. So as always, I'll start with a little disclaimer. I am an Avastars mod. So this isn't financial advice or anything like that, but Avastars. So it's been probably 5 or so months since I've been involved with Avastars, and they've recently sold out. We've gone through all 5 series. All 5 series had 5,000 Avastars. They're all gone. So everything has shifted from primary market over to the secondary market right now. So, you know, I kind of expected things to pick up a little bit when this happened. I didn't really expect them to pick up this much. Prices obviously are going up. You can check OpenSea for those numbers. You know, Avastar replicant token is doing very, very well. It's, I want to say, doubled since the last time I checked. So it's also on an upward trend, the same as everything else that we're seeing right now. But as somebody that's been involved with the project for such a long time, since I came into crypto and NFTs, it was just such a pleasure to see the project finally sell out and get to move on to the next stage, which is going to be replicants, where you can basically make copies of your favorite traits and produce new Avastars with those trait copies. So super exciting. You can pop in the Discord if you have any further questions.
Is Avastars making a comic like everything else, or are they trying to be edgy?
So there is going to be a second generation of Avastars. Like, we know that the profile pick thing's antiquated. So generation 2, the talks as of right now is 3D Avastars for the metaverse, but that's in the distant future. Replicants is going to be the next primary focus. And yeah, I don't want to say too much more, but super exciting. You know, I'd love to chat more about Avastars with you guys, but I've done that lots on this show, so I'll just leave it to the next guest here, guys.
I'll say what he wanted to say. I told y'all, motherfuckers. I told y'all for months.
Well, I mean, like
months.
if you follow a trend on this show, usually the things we harp on, and like not to pat our own backs here, but like a lot of the things we've harped on, a lot of the things we've harped on are like taken off this week, and a lot of the things we've harped on like have done really well. You know, like
it's been really biblical.
Parallel, Alluvium, like everything.
For real. Even when it comes down to fucking Treeverse. We're gonna talk about Parallel. I want to talk about Parallel and Treeverse, but I want to give DeadStock the floor of something that he's kind of been having some alpha gains in, and I know you've been killing it in the blue chip flip. So maybe you could talk to the audience about what you're targeting, DeadStock.
Oh yeah. Well, I think it's quite evident, and it's becoming even more paramount that we're seeing these echelons that are being developed, right? And at this point, we all know the CryptoPunks are at the top, and then we're starting to see, especially with this Bored Ape Yacht Club pump, that they are officially number 2. There's nobody that's going to be unseating them at the moment, because when we look at it, we've seen that with CryptoPunks, 3 arrows came in and swept up the floor. The floor was a little under 20, I think around 18, and they swept the floor all the way up to about 28, 29, and we're talking about 29 ETH. Now, when Walshy and I were looking at it earlier today, CryptoPunks is up to, I think, a 40 ETH floor, and it's not going to stop. Again, limited asset, supply and demand. People are coming in. There's enough people that have money that all of these could be bought up to. Honestly, later this year, we could be looking at 100 ETH CryptoPunk floor.
You think so?
And I know so, but and it's inevitable. I mean, when we look at timeframes, a lot of times we talk about it, and Jeremy always brings it up when you pull a step back. Like, and this is how we all kind of look at the stuff. It's like it's inevitable. It's just a matter of time. So, what is your time frame? Are you trying to make the quick flip for a week, a month? Bored Ape Yacht Club been out over 4 months now, and there was, just like we're talking about with Avastars, you could have got, so transitioning to Bored Ape Yacht Club, Black Bang Bang, but you end up seeing what's happening where these sold for 0.08. They went up to 0.5. They came down to 0.2, and then you could have bought them from 0.2 to 0.3. You could have bought them at 1 ETH, 2 ETH. Do I hear 3 ETH, 4 ETH? They're about to, I think they just broke the 15 ETH floor. So we're officially looking at a asset that where CryptoPunks has a floor of 40 ETH. We have an asset in Bored Ape Yacht Club, which is the clear number 2, which is about a third of that. And the next one down is probably going to be Gutter Cat Gang, which also has seen a nice little skyrocket. Gang, baby.
Yeah, there you go, Young.
Damn.
Where with these Gutter Cats, you know, I believe Young got his for 0.25. I grabbed a bunch off of secondary, and now they're starting to see a pump, along with, obviously, everything's rising with the tide, but things are looking like the trickle-down effect is really touching on, one, projects that have been out building, Avastars, Parallel. You know, we saw it with the Play to Earn with Axie. Now we're seeing CryptoPunks getting recognition, Curio Cards getting recognition, Mooncats getting recognition, and as we trickle down to the assets underneath those, like Bored Ape Yacht Club, Gutter Cat Gang, which went from around and under an ETH floor, and now we're looking at around almost like a 2.4, 2.5 ETH floor at the moment, maybe even 3. It just keeps moving.
Yo,
but,
the chat is hype. They're all saying gang, so they must
gang,
be
gang.
They must be making the right play.
Yeah, you got to make the right plays, and then underneath that is going to end up being Cool Cats, which was chilling around 0.5, 0.6, pumped up to about 0.8 a couple weeks ago, back down about 0.6, and now is officially around like 1.2 ish. And so we're seeing where these are at. And let's look at these again. We got Bored Ape Yacht Club, not Bored Ape, CryptoPunks with a floor of 40 ETH. We got Bored Ape Yacht Club with a floor of 15 ETH. We got Gutter Cat Gang with a floor of right under 3 ETH, and we got Cool Cats with around a little over 1 ETH. And you know, a lot of people are speculating on like Vogu. What's Vogu going to do? They've been keep pumping and pumping. So who's going to take some of these spots? And then right now with Avastars, like let's not throw no shade. Like if you don't get your Avastars right now, they're going to be over in ETH. It's inevitable. And you know, so I don't want to talk too long, but that's what we're looking at
someone
right
said in the chat, they said and they you know this they want some shine. They said y'all sleeping on CyberConks though, more OG than BAYC.
No, I'm not. Yeah, no disrespect. You know, they're pumping. Everything's pumping. I'm just talking about, you know, what we're seeing out in the Twitterverse and what we're seeing out in the popularity. But yeah, it's a good point made though, because the money's going to go there too, and we're seeing stuff that's just going to probably overtake a couple of things. But I'm not going to change my hierarchy at the moment.
For sure. Yeah, stick to your guns.
Yo, I'll be honest with like with Cyberpunks as well. Like our CyberKongs, like the reason I don't speak on those ones, like they're definitely OG. The reason I don't like harp on them or talk about them is just because I don't have the info to talk on them. Like I can't wax and wane and chill CyberKongs like I can other things, you know. So I have heard them a lot, but like just for me personally, I just don't know enough to talk about them. But I'm sure they're one of those also big ones, you know. So
someone said they're 20 ETH floor.
Love.
20 ETH floor.
Damn.
Boom.
That's fucking
boom.
OG
So like no, perfect. That's the information we need. Thank you, brother. We just wanted to 28th floor. So boom, right there above Bored Ape Yacht Club.
Yeah.
And we got to show homage. I mean, that's what's happening right there. So
pay homage.
Appreciate it. Go ahead, Jim.
I think like one thing you said, DeadStock, that really stuck with me from that what you're just saying is what's your timeline, you know? And for me, like a quick flip is like a get rich quick scheme, and it's like too good to be true. And like what were we told growing up? If it's too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And that's why, like, I think a lot of the things we've been talking about, like, it is more of like the medium to long term plays, you know? Like when it comes to Illuvium, when it comes to YGG, when it comes to Parallel, like those are all like things that we could make money off now. But like if you have diamond hands and you hold, like those are things where it's like literally off any one of those three plays, like you could make more off of like one or two strategic plays in any one of those three categories and make 2 or 3 years worth of salary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that, like, just let that sink in. That's a lot of money, but like you have to have the patience. But I want to circle back on that later on. But you know, let's keep the train a rolling.
Yeah.
Choo.
I would say
Chugga chugga.
I noticed something Jeremy is doing that I gotta call out. Dude, you're fucking double cupping wine and beer.
I wasn't gonna say anything because I was like,
That is
about it.
fucking legendary,
No,
bro.
I finished my wine. Now I'm on to beer.
Straight savage, boy.
I'm not gonna tell y'all what's in this one. I'm just kidding.
Holy. Speaking of straight
Absinthe, just
speaking of
straight
straight
absinthe.
savage,
You got
literally
it.
Parallel has changed a lot of people's lives. It definitely changed my life from being a PS15 gang. You guys are in CyberConks, cool. I fuck with it. I'm in Parallel, and no one can touch that. And it's giving me that Pokemon vibe feel. I played Gods Unchained for a long time. We were number 2 right next to CryptoPunks in volume. Things are really happening. Jeremy pulled a Calidus drive. My collection is fucking... I could buy a whole island with the motherfucker. And I'm just really grateful. And I know, Jeremy, you're thinking about selling your Catalyst drive. It's sitting at a 40 ETH floor. And so a lot of these assets that Parallel gave me were just airdrops. And it's really beautiful to see them gain utility and gain traction. Prime keys and their tokenomics. Beautiful art. I can't. On my comedy show at 8 o'clock, we cover Parallel in a funny way. So you're gonna want to watch that. But yeah, Jeremy, what do you think about your Catalyst drive pull, the pack drop, the team? I really need your perspective because you did get a great pull out of 150.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. But I guess before like we touch on the Catalyst drive, I just kind of want to speak broadly on Parallel for a moment and kind of what transpired this weekend and why I got so little sleep. Because my hours of sleep went out the window.
Yeah.
But first of all, like what happened with the pack drop? Okay, like what Parallel accomplished with their pack drop to me is the biggest triumph of this whole entire thing. Like I'm happy I'm sitting on some really nice assets, but what's more important to me is that Parallel did something in this drop that has never been done before. They solved problems that have needed to be solved for a really long time, and I truly believe that Parallel raised the floor and the standard of what an NFT drop should look like. Now, just to kind of like walk through that a little bit and like kind of back up what I'm trying to say here is it was a reservation system, okay? Basically, the first part of the sell was off chain, and now some people could throw shade at that, being like, "Oh, well, this is crypto. Not everything needs to be on chain." And if you're an on chain maximalist, that's fine. You know, make that argument. But the thing is, to me, crypto is a tool in your toolbox. Okay, there's a lot of other tools there. Now, the tools that Parallel decided to deploy was the reservation system. So basically, you went into the screen, you set your reservation, and what that did is it like put your order in, yeah, and that was in first come first serve order. But the key thing there is since it was off chain, once your reservation went in, that didn't mean it had to be fulfilled. So if bots came in and if Parallel detected some suspicious activity, they could kick those things back, which they did. They kicked back a ton of bots. They kicked back a ton of stuff. Yeah, exactly. So like just that aspect alone created a wider distribution. It created a more decentralized distribution by using an off-chain tactic. You know what I mean? And then also, even more importantly, what that did was avoided gas wars, and it brought the price of the packs down. Because like this is something that's been very understated throughout the entire Parallel saga that we all just lived through, is these packs cost next to nothing for the value that they delivered. Like if you got your hand on any pack, man, like you were paying, like it was automatic profit, I think. You know?
Automatic. And a lot of flippers came in, and a lot of flippers actually stayed from the conversations I've had with them. It's like, hey, I came to flip, I fell in love with the art, and I want to stay. You know, that's the stuff that I love to hear.
And I think another key point of that, just to like, I totally agree, Young. But like, and I think like they nailed the 3-3-3 where you could reserve three of each pack. I think 5-5-5 would have been too much. I think 1-1-1 would have been too little. So like 3-3-3 was that perfect sweet spot to allow people to flip some profits, but it also allowed them to keep some to have them like have buy-in and some skin in the game. If it would have been 1-1-1, it would have been too low. People wouldn't have been as invested. So like everything here was just a perfect storm, and that's because at the end of the day, Parallel is a AAA team, and they are pushing the space in ways that nobody has pushed the space before. So first of all, like just hats off to Parallel and their innovative drop. I hope way more plays and like projects like really take a page out of this book because they fucking nailed it. And guess what? The next Parallel drop is going to be even better because they're learning from this, and I've like been a part of like behind the scenes conversations, and like the next one will be even better because like they do learn and they do recalibrate, and it's going to be even crazier.
Jeremy, you
So,
had something to
you
say
know.
real quick before Jeremy chimes back in there? I mean, DeadStock?
No, he makes a great point. I think it's just to nail it down is the fact that we're going to have, while this technology is being built out on the blockchain, everything doesn't start on the blockchain. Sometimes it has to be bridged. And what they were able to do was create a unique solution to an issue that we're seeing, whether it was on Top Shot or these drops with these massive gases, because all we're doing is telling these people, when you don't create a solution, is that we don't give a shit about your fucking money. Like, it just is what it is. We want to give, instead of providing more value and maybe just, you could use that money to invest, we're just going to tell you, send that shit to the fucking miners. We don't get it. You don't get the value from it. It just goes away to people who are getting the money, which is fine. I mean, we've needed the miners. Shout out to all the miners out there. But in the end, what it does is provides us and provides the experience of being able to get the value. And you see all these people had a great time grabbing the Parallel cards. Parallel team's been rocking out. The art is wonderful. The game's going to crush. But now people were able to just simply do what they were supposed to do: spend their ETH, get the cards that they were able to get, and it was clean. And now in October, when they do the drop again for the other packs, we're going to see probably an even better experience. And so I think that's huge.
That's huge. Yo, shout out to the chat. We have Nyrun. You guys know, I don't know, Jeremy, if you know Nyrun from Parallel Discord. The guy's a fucking ultimate alpha Chad. Dude
Shout
is great.
out.
I think Jeremy, is Jeremy frozen here?
Is he frozen? A little bit. Yeah, officially.
Break the freeze, bro. Break the freeze.
Bro, if he wasn't frozen though, I would say like the no blinking is admirable, but no, he's definitely frozen.
Oh, there is a storm happening in Ireland, guys. Don't blame the homie. The stream might get scuffed really quick because it might
That's
drop.
not a bad picture though. I mean, honestly, for it to freeze on the way it did, that's perfect.
Damn, man, I can't wait till Jeremy moves to the States and gets some alpha internet. Look at that. Okay, we literally did a Russian roulette thing. I told you it was gonna scuff it.
Sorry.
It's okay, buddy.
Apologies there, boys.
Hold on, I gotta fix this. I gotta fix this. Hold on, I gotta fix this now. Hold on 1 second. Stay put.
Walshy, you're muted.
I was going to say that I was turning to Jeremy.
Oh, okay. We'll just switch the names up.
Homies.
Anyway, so we can keep the conversation going. It's all good. But based on what we were just saying, it just takes care of everything. And so I really like that drop. Hopefully other people will consider doing that and then putting it on IPFS.
Just to keep riffing on like what I was saying there. So like one of the things about the pack drop that really kind of ticked all my boxes was the fact that after we got our packs, the fellowship, as we're called, the mod team, right? We all got in like a little video chat and we started opening our packs together. And as we were opening our packs together, the Parallel team started coming in, and it was the most euphoric Christmas-like thing I've ever experienced in my whole life. It was literally my best NFT moment ever, my best crypto moment ever, man. Like, we're opening our packs, like a core pack, 3 SCs, like a legendary, and like the team's pouring in, and like, dude, we're all losing our minds. Like, it felt like we were opening like Pokemon cards and we were just getting Charizards, Bulbasaurs, and Venusaurs, like holographic style, you know what I mean? And I went second in the pack opening, And you know, I was opening my packs. I was feeling like a little bit of jealousy because the guy who was opening his packs, he got a couple more SEs than me. And then I opened up my second to the last pack and I pulled a cat drive, right? A catalyst drive.
Fair fire.
And I saw it and I was like, oh, that's really cool. But like at that point, like we didn't know how much they were worth. Like I knew they were really valuable, but like I just had no idea, right? But like that moment in time where it was just like complete euphoria because like Parallel had been working their ass off, the mod team had been working their ass off, and it was like this big giant sigh of relief. You know what I mean? And everybody just got to come together and celebrate. Like we really celebrated Parallel this weekend, and that was reflected in the press they got. There was almost zero negative press on this entire thing,
For
which
real.
is fucking unheard of
Yeah.
in an NFT drop.
It
When was the
literally.
last time you saw an NFT drop and something didn't go horribly wrong?
Yeah. What I think is great with that team too is that they're gonna allow their software, whatever they built, for other projects. And it reminds me, I'm feeling a lot of um,
Mm.
the same energy I'm feeling in Parallel that I did with Top Shot, but it's like the inverse of that. And even yesterday with the whole misprint talk, it literally is like following
Yeah.
this weird ass string theory timeline. I'm getting a little meta here, but everything seems to is following Top Shot's footsteps, but in an inverse. And you know,
That's
just
a good
seeing that
point, Young.
community asking some of the same questions, people helping them out, read the FAQ. I'm trying to. I spend a lot of my time in there, guys. So if you ever have any questions, you want to dive deep, shout out to all the homies like BG hitting me up on the side. I'm building the fucking most firest Markrolian deck. I might suck when I play it, but it's definitely going to have some flash and some dash onto it. And I know DeadStock is my Markrolian brother as well, and I know Jeremy is a lame shroud, but fuck.
Yeah, and what you said there about feeling like Top Shot, obviously, I hope that all these projects we're into right now continue to move upwards, but as we know and as we've seen before, it's not always the case. So I noticed the comment in the chat earlier saying Walshy make sure to hedge some profits, and I just think that's a good thing to talk about for a second. I know Jeremy has hedged some profits this week. I know I've hedged some profits this week. I don't want to speak for everybody else, but I know that all of us have hedged profits this week. So for anybody that's new or anybody that's getting some good returns right now, I'm not giving financial advice and saying go sell things or put money in the bank or put money in stables or anything like that. But consider hedging money when things are going good, because I've seen things build up before to where I felt like I had all of this money that was going to be mine, and then it just went almost to zero. So like it's
No, it's a good
exciting when
point.
this happens, but make
Yeah.
sure that you really do your research, see where things have gone before with markets, hedge a bit of money aside, and make sure to hold on until markets react accordingly.
Will you say Dead?
Exactly. No, I was gonna. He's exactly right, and it's always hard to find that balance between when things are pumping and when things are not. But I mean, it's pretty clear when things are pumping, and I think it lends to the point that if you are gonna, whether you flip or you're gonna invest long term, give yourself an opportunity to take profits in the sense of this. Don't just buy one of something. If you actually have conviction behind it, you should probably have multiple. If it's Top Shot, instead of getting one of each of your favorite player, which is wonderful, maybe you get two of each of your favorite player while they were affordable, because you could have literally sold those extra ones and
Right.
flipped into better moments. Going into Bored Ape Yacht Club,
Yeah.
you've got your forever ape. Maybe grab another ape, especially while they're affordable. Parallel. Don't just make your deck. Go ahead and buy multiples, especially of these SEs or whatever it is, because when it comes time to flip or to gain profit from it, you may have spent X amount, but if these things do a 2, 3, 4X, you only need to sell one of those things to get your money back out, and you're still sitting on these NFTs that are probably going to ascend in value.
There's
So-
also these outliers. Stan Rabbit says, I agree with you guys. Stan Rabbit said, yeah, but I've did a lot of mistakes. I sold 9 Axie lands back in March for 6 to 7 ETH in total. Now only one land is worth 4.5. This is where I'm thinking Parallel is a lot different. Parallel is the Uniswap of NFTs. Uniswap started at what, fucking $15, rocketed. So if you're going to do that, buy doubles, hedge in the middle, but do not have diamond hands with Parallel. A lot of high alpha people think this shit is the Uniswap of NFTs, Argus, Orphan,
and great projects.
me.
Yeah, great projects in general. Like it's something like
Well-
Parallel that's
well,
going to be
just-
up there. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Yeah, well, and just to keep going on that point as well, like I think the psychology of this drop is something that needs to be addressed because like what's happening right now is like a lot of people, and this actually ties back to Top Shot as well, Walsh and Young and DeadStock, you could all speak on this as well. Like the psychology of this drop right now is like everybody pulled the rarest cards you're ever gonna pull from a pack, and that the buck stops there. You know what I mean? Like after this drop, like you're not going to get these rare things. And like you could like if we go 1 year in the future where we're actually playing this game and you're buying $4 or $5 packs, you're not going to pull these cards. Like the market is oversaturated with the rarest assets right now that are going for really, really cheap if you zoom out and look ahead when we're actually playing this game. Like right now, there are like assets that are like out of 1,000, out of 500 that are going for under an ETH or around an ETH. And I would argue, and I could argue this for a whole show, that those things will be going for 4 or 5 ETH when you have thousands and thousands of people playing this game, and you could have three of each of those cards in your deck, you know? And so I think the psychology of this drop is like really messing with people, you know, because
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
the market's
pulling them apart,
oversaturated
bro.
with
It's
the
literally
best
saying,
assets
hey,
that you'll ever get your
yeah.
hands on.
Well, and I want to tie it into this point because that's actually great that you said that because I completely agree with it. It goes to the fact that a lot of times, especially in this space or outside of the space, the people that are going to make the most money, because if that's your goal, besides enjoying your experience, enjoying the journey, the people that are going to make the most money are going to be people that are creators because they're founding something. So founders of a company who founded Microsoft, who founded, Parallel or Influence or any of these things that are going to be coming out and blowing up, and or people that got in early adopters, because those are going to be the people that if you would have bought Bitcoin in 2009 and just fucking held on to it instead of buying pizza with it, where would you
Yeah,
be?
for
If you would have
sure.
just bought, if you would have bought ETH under $1, where would you be? A lot of times we're like, we hear it in the space. I got to do my next flip. What's the next thing we're jumping in, guys? I'm just gambling. Well, the people that are going to make the real money are going to be people that do buy, for instance, specifically, say these parallel cards, and they don't sell them. The ones that hold on to them for the next year, 2, 3 years, when the rush of people that's inevitable starts to come in, those are going to be the people that really make the life-changing games. Like, you think these are life-changing games? Imagine what these are going to go to again tie into Jeremy's point, what these are going to be worth, what Top Shot moments are going to be worth, not just a year from now, but 5, 10 years from now, when you could really flip it. And it is what it is.
Yeah.
So
Well, that brings
long
me to
term,
like the
baby.
whole cat drive thing. Well, that brings me to the cat drive, man, and like my whole cat drive journey, let's call it. So like when I pulled that cat drive, I had no idea what it would be worth. Now, I listed my cat drive for 39.99 ETH, and I listed it like right at the top for the cheapest price when it was at the top, and like it was worth $100,000. That is life-changing money, you know? Now, my cat drive didn't sell. But now, like, there's a weird thing when you're sitting on that much money and like it's this like you're in the trenches and you're like literally like I said, spent a whole day debating on do I list, do I not list, like what's the play here, you know? Because and you could convince yourself one way or another, you know what I mean? And so I decided to list because I'm going to be moving continents soon, and this could be like a great way to like launch pad me into other investments. And then like even when you think like what's ETH going to be worth like in a year from now as well, like will I have more money from ETH? Will I have more money from this? Like what's going to double first? So like I listed my cat drive just for like a little bit of added liquidity and to go into other like plays and to make my life a little bit easier. And it didn't sell, but like it didn't sell, and that's fine because I already budgeted out my next year. I'm doing fine for my next year. Yeah, but this would have been a launch pad. Now, even though it didn't sell, I'm almost like bolstered with confidence because I know that now that I didn't sell, I know when I do decide to sell this thing, it'll be worth much more than 40 ETH. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
100 ETH
Because
floor.
like nobody actually knows what these things are worth. I think like honestly, dude, I wouldn't be surprised because nobody actually realizes what the cat drive is actually worth. There's only 150 of them in existence, and I would argue the cat drive has the most utility out of anything in the parallel paradex,
For
you
sure.
know?
For sure.
So
And that 100 ETH is gonna fucking get you a punk if you want. Look, what I saw a video of Gary saying this made me understand to double down on my parallel stack. I'm gonna sell some PS15s because I deserve to sell one of those if I don't play that tribe. But Gary said there's only 60,000 wallets active in NFTs, and it's the way that they're acting, how they're acting. I thought that was very dope. It's how they're acting. It's how they're trading. How they love this shit. How they just love it. When that goes, you times it by 2. These assets, Parallel is a different asset than your PFP project. PFP projects are great. You can have metaverse games and shit, but this utility, this tokenomics, the future of play to earn, along with Axie, Gods Unchained, it's really going to set itself on a fucking pedestal, in my opinion.
Well, and like parallel as well, like as far as like utility goes, like the utility behind these NFTs for the price that they were sold for is the most insane utility I've ever seen. This isn't some like moonshot. We're gonna have them in the metaverse and we're gonna have a TV show and a game
Yeah,
and all this shit
it's
that
beyond
PFP projects play. It's like no, the assets that you hold from parallel are the cards you'll be playing with within the next year. And that's it. That's the end of the story. Like you are holding a real utility in your wallet that is going to only go up in value. Like a lot of those parallel cards are all Black Lotuses. If you want to take a Magic the Gathering like reference, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
We got
So
we
like
got a
it's just
faucet coming
it's
next
next
week as
level.
well, which is going to be
Yeah,
nice. Another
like
free faucet for the community, an airdrop, so to speak. The first one, Rug Pull, did well. I've always said that this team, you see the credits on that team, they are ahead of the game. They're not like Top Shot, and from just being with them from the beginning and being like really in the trenches with these people and how they can learn and share their data and share their code with future releases, companies that want to release off chain. Yeah, we're bullish on Parallel. We could talk about Parallel all day, though. You know what I mean?
True. We could talk about Parallel all day. Where do we want to
but
take the
before
convo then?
before
Yeah, go ahead, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Finish though.
Well, before we move on, I would love to ask but before we move on, like I would just love to ask the question. I think this will branch into other questions and conversations, but like one thing that I reflected upon a lot during this whole crazy week, and like we all kind of like were locked into different things. Like Young and I were kind of locked into Parallel. You had Avastars, you had the fast food punks, all the things we've talked about. Now, the thing that I think unites us all on a common ground is like we were all in the trenches on different sales, and we all had to go through like the different sort of like mind games and the like this same sort of like game theory and all this stuff. So like for me, like when I was in the trenches, I was looking at like these parallel floors and I was like thinking, do I buy more SEs? Do I not buy more SEs? What's valuable here? Like, do I sell my cat drive? So like there's like when you're in the heat of it, like it's unlike anything you could prepare for, and the second it's done you immediately reflect back upon it, and there's already things that you recognize that you could have done better. Like I recognize that I probably should have bought more SEs, and I would have if I would have had more liquidity, and like the whole cat drive thing I just talked about. So while you guys were in the trenches, like what was going through your head? Like what did it feel like? Like I know we all lost a lot of sleep, but I'll turn it over to you. Like what did this week feel like being in the trenches, because we don't encounter this too often, and it's a really rare and unique thing. So I'd love to hear.
Young.
You want to take that,
What-
Walsh? I want to Walsh the floor. He hasn't spoken. I want to give Walsh that floor.
You guys go ahead. I think DeadStock should take that one. I was kind of
I felt even more amplified and contentment than I ever have. I mean, people were like, "Oh, is Young going to change? Is he going to do this?" No, I took that money. I'm doing an airdrop for the toy holders. I'm really just trying to do the right thing, like Spike Lee would say, and grow my company from this. It's not every day you get your life-changing gains like this, and it allots me more time to talk to Parallel community, because why not give back to the thing that gave back to me? And it just gives me a lot of great perspective. I'm pretty sure Walshy could say that with Avastars, DeadStock could say that with his Gutter Cats and his Hex. But it's like, people that reward you reward it back. And if anything, it made me more grateful, bro, in the trenches.
Fair enough.
And like Young, how like fun was it as well? Like just to kind of spin on that point a little bit further, like besides like the gains, like how much fun is it to be in the trenches, like in those discords, and just like have things popping off, like the energy that we all encountered on these different projects this week. Like there was a moment where like Young and I were just like tag team in the Parallel Discord, dude, and it felt glorious.
It felt great,
Absolutely.
bro. It really felt like, I know you're probably gonna get a package in the mail. I'm waiting on my package, my hoodie and my fucking signed cards by Oscar Marr, and I'm a flex on that shit on Twitter. But that getting rewarded like that is dope. And even shout out to the sewer rats. Their Chiz token went 6x overnight. 6x overnight on a Chiz token, and I fucking went ape on those sewer rats. And it's really good to see Rat King kill it in the sewer rats too. That community is rabid. There's certain communities that I'm going for the vibe in the community. When I go into communities and all they're talking about is flip, 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 bro, I don't want to be in that shit all day. You know what I mean? I talked to the homie Can't Stop. He's like, dude, I don't want to be in that all day. I want to be in a tight knit community that can share alpha, and I think we have something good in the dojo. I see it in sewer rats, and you guys probably see it all over. Shout out to those teams.
I think a big problem with that is though, Young, is I've noticed that a lot of Discord communities, it doesn't seem like they get built up to where they're like a strong, tight knit community before these launches happen. They remind me of like a pop-up store in the mall, that they don't really announce. They just kind of show up one day. That's the vibe I get from a lot of these projects. And the ones where I felt part of a community and the community was engaged with one another, like I don't like alt punk projects, but I'm going to refer to Fastfood punks because they dropped in small batches and everybody was just joking with one another as these drops happened. People were just having a blast. And I mean, I don't think any other alt punk projects are probably going to take off. So this is probably just like a one-off. It might not be the best example, but communities that build before the drop, I think are going to have more success. Communities that take their time to do things right and have people get to know one another and want to stay in the community after the drop and not want to flip out of it. Because the value is in having an NFT you feel like you can sell for a good profit, yet you don't want to because it means more to you. Those projects like punks are where the fees are just astronomical because money will not shake that out of the holder's hands. Like I'm not a rich guy and I have an offer for like life-changing money on my ape.
You are always been wealthy and here, Wall.
It might as well be 10 cents because I will not click accept. You know what I mean? That's the bottom line. So within that lies the rub, is building a community that you can't get them to leave if you wanted them to.
No, I think that's a great point because the reason the fast food punks were so successful is when Walshy found them a month ago. I remember him telling me about them right when he had found them, and I was in the car and we were just having a chat when I was on the way someplace. And when we were talking, like him and I are not like huge on CryptoPunk derivatives. Like nothing against them, but they're just so many. They're so inundating. There's just they're oversaturated. There's always something popping up with this one or this one. Even COVID punks dropped today. But that was a number of 10,000. These fast food punks came from, and just tying into what he's talking about community wise, the reason they were so successful is that even though they took a little bit to drip out and they didn't drop them all at once, so that was a good thing. So they didn't just sell out. That was a perfect and genius on their part. One, they had 1,000 of them, so not too big, not too small, a number that's enough for you to kind of be part of the community, but a number that's not too large where you're just like it's just a money grab. And then three, people on Twitter and online for over a month and a half, probably prior to even them popping up, which is probably the reason the team decided to make them, was that you see on Twitter across the cryptoverse, not just NFTs, but just people across the cryptoverse on Twitter taking their PFPs, no matter what it was. It could have been a picture of themselves. It could have been, an ape. It could have been a CryptoPunk. They were already throwing McDonald's hats and Taco Bell hats and stuff. They were just literally throwing it on their PFPs, and that was kind of finding a resurgence. And now you're seeing where, okay, now we're taking a culture where people are making jokes out of it. Friends are literally giving each other a hard time, like, you're going to go get that application because you're not going to make it. And all of a sudden, they came at the right time because they saw that precipice, and now they came out with the fast food punks, and they slowly dripped. And like Walshy said, you could have got them if you paid attention to the drops for 0.01, with gas probably 0.02, and for a month they sat there with the floor around 0.06 to 0.08, and of course it went up from there depending on which one you wanted. But now, of course, once they sell out, bam, you see the demand, you see people talking about them, enough people got in, and it was just a perfect storm and a perfect derivative. And so, I mean, that's why I bought one, and I'm up. So,
guys, I gotta get to the chat. GG, I'm gonna let you speak on that point, Jeremy. But someone said, I think 10K avatar projects are dying at the moment. Only the old and good ones will survive. We have already oversupply in 10K avatar projects. Gary says that all the time. The supply outseeds the demand. It's like, what 100%. The fuck?
Well, that's where the team comes through. It has to be a good concept. Fast Food Punks were a good meme. Bored Ape Yacht Club. The story behind Bored Ape Yacht Club was literally that they got so wealthy that's why they became bored. Because what do you do when you have everything? So what they decided to do was, well, they gathered together the crew and they have the secret hideout. And that's what it was. They were just enjoying hanging out with their friends because they had gotten to the point where they were just bored with it. Yeah, because they could do everything. They could afford everything. So now, and that's what ended up happening. It was a self-fulfilling prophecy. And so it's just wonderful to see. So,
Jeremy, what are you going to say, buddy? Harp on?
Man, Rome was not built in a day.
Yeah.
Rome
Give us
wasn't
this
built in a day,
perspective.
man.
I love when
Simple
Jeremy
as
gets
that.
into this mode. He just
You
gives
know?
us a good
And, like,
alpha perspective. Let's go. Dude, I'm going to get a button for you when you get to this perspective.
It's just like Rome
okay?
wasn't
get
built in a day. I appreciate that. It's fun to dive in on this. But like, dude, Rome wasn't built in a day. Okay, I've been saying this for a long time. Like, I think one of the most valuable positions in the future of crypto, and like we could go back on other shows. I've been saying this on this show, in the after show chat room. Like, one of the most valuable positions you could have in your project is your community manager, man. It's all about the community, and we've known that for so long, you know? And like, you know, that's why we're killing it. That's why Parallel's been killing it, because like in the early days, I was telling Parallel, like, we need to start planning for the future. We need to start like putting in place mods and like fostering a healthy community, because like if you foster a healthy community, you're fostering a healthy dialogue, you're fostering a healthy narrative. Like it all spins off of that, you know? Like information is everything, you know? So like, and like I think like just like one other point, it's like the 10K thing, it's like that's not creative, that's not sexy. We've been doing that forever. You know what I mean? What attracts people? Innovation. That's why we buy the iPhone 10. That's why we buy the iPhone 11. Like, we love innovation. We love pushing the bounds of technology because we are humans, and humans love to be like taking the next step in humanity. And like doing the same 10K shit over and over again is not taking the next step. It's becoming stagnant, you know? And Parallel raised the bar. It's as simple as that.
Jeremy says we want
like,
the
and we're gonna
Steve
continue
Jobs
to do that.
NFT. You understand? We want that Steve Jobs NFT, iPhone, iPod Nano. That's what we go for, okay? Edgy stuff, the things that push shit to the limit. But you know, if you collect those 10K projects, you know, you gotta really love it, really be a community engager.
Yeah, and in the end, you know, we can't even lump 10K projects all together at this point, because the ones that shine through are clear that they shine through, whether it's CryptoPunks because of the legacy and the history behind it, whether it's Bored Ape Yacht Club coming out at the right time before all of these other ones came out, but also just a team that says less and does more. Gutter Cat Gang goes along with that, and a couple of these other ones, Cool Cats, and then you even got newer projects that are coming out where it's like we're talking about. Well, in the end, you can come out with a project, but are you going to deliver? Is the community going to rally behind you? And so the successful ones we're seeing, whether it's a 10K project, a 3K project, gaming project like Parallel, Play to Earn like Axie, has the team put the community in a position to succeed, and is the community rallying around that team and the product and allowing it to succeed? Because you got a lot of stuff that's coming out now, whether it's like Meta Heroes, which might be coming out towards the end of the month. We got Penelope's that's dropped, and it's doing a slow burn right now.
Shout out to Penelope's. That's an edgy thing. Penelope, I know Walshy could speak on that.
You know what, Walshy, before I go on, go ahead and talk on Penelope's just a little bit. When we looked at that roadmap before they dropped, and we really
and honestly, I want Walshy to talk about this shit. Great point, DeadStock, because DCL Blogger said we are one of the greatest podcasts he's ever been on. Realist information. All right, you can look at my banner on Twitter and find that tweet. All right, DCL Blogger himself. We don't fucking play around. We stay content. But right now he's about to drop. He's about to drop that information. Walshy's about to. You can't say you didn't hear about it. This is not financial advice, and this is Walshy's baby. So.
Yeah, so Penelope's it's one of those projects that it just has a unique roadmap, and they are profile pics, they are avatars, but I don't really see the project as one of these 10K profile pic projects that everything always gets lumped into. And the reason why is just the underlying utility. So I'm on the website right now because I forgot how big the community wallet was supposed to be. I always forget numbers, but
one of the big things with them, though, is before he gets to that, was just the fact that they're going to be buying up the floor, but using that to put in the pool, right?
Yeah, so that's one of the things on the roadmap. There's going to be a liquidity pool. or an NFT 20 pool rather, one or the other. The main thing that sticks out and the main thing I wanted to mention was the community wallet. That's really the big buying point for me. If at 50% sold, if we hit this milestone, 100% or sorry, 100 ETH and 25% of the rest of the sales go into this community wallet. If we sell out, it will look like we'll have a community wallet of about 200 ETH. So each cat you can already use on the website as like a voting token, kind of like a DAO token. They recently just had a proposal launched asking if we should fractionalize a Bored Ape because there was a contest this week. The winner won a Bored Ape, but then the idea was thrown around to cast a vote with these DAO tokens that we now hold, and we voted to fractionalize the ape. So I'm pretty excited for the future and seeing that the DAO votes, they do indeed work. We can vote on all kinds of things when it comes to a purse of 200 ETH. I mean, I can already think of a few things, and I just think it's a really unique way to go about 10K profile picker avatar project to give it some utility and give it a little bit of an extra something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they're pushing the edges. I got to give them credit. I also have to give credit to Influence in the chat. Etherway has been so influential in Parallel and just being a part of the community, and he cares. That is a community manager on top of his game. We love the asteroids.
Yeah.
We truly do. We've been seeing what you've been doing, selling 5E floors, 6E floors. I know you guys have a sale. I'm going to have Etherway on the show in the end of August, and we're going to be talking about Influence. I even talked about Influence on Orphan's channel. I stay loyal to the shit that stays loyal to me, and Influence is a great space MMO that I think is going to be real realistic, real farming, real mining, real currency, real P2E. I know, Jeremy, you know Etherway. You and him go way back.
Man, I love that dude. He's one of those passionate people you come across, who like also fills you up with good energy, and like he's building an awesome project. And yeah, no, I'm super excited about Influence. I think those guys are gonna crush it. They have a great roadmap, they have a great plan, and I can't wait to see what they do because I think it's another one of those like innovative teams. And yeah, stay tuned for freaking Influence. And if you haven't seen their like trailer, they released a cinematic trailer recently that just completely blew me out of the water. Anyways, so yeah, shout out to Etherway.
Keep
Glad
grinding,
you're here,
man.
man.
And that Ogden Core integration as well from the Parallel side is going to be
Mm-hmm.
great interoperability between two worlds. And I think you can that's how you be immortal. That's how, at the end of the day, we are going to be having conversations where apes collab this way in a metaverse, and they became immortal, and that's what we want. We want to immortalize these collectibles, just like Pokemon was, Beanie Babies. This is what we live for.
This is what we live for. Yo, shout out Mavi in the building.
Dude,
I see Pistol Tom in the building.
Guys, we got to do the dolphin call.
Nick,
Ready?
Brian, Navin Ethan. I see y'all. Influence, of course. We said that. So
What up?
Yo, let me go into this though, because I have this on my title. Shout out to Loopify and Treeverse. You talk about a 10K that's gonna be probably really big. Shout out to their trailer.
Sold out. No problems with the drop.
Sold out. No problems with the drop. Is the RuneScape Metaverse Hangout meetup for the community. Alpha drops till next week. DeadStock or whoever, can you like chime in on that, because Treeverse is something slept on. I think it's gonna create a splash in the market. That's what my gut tells me.
I'm gonna take that ball, boom, bounce past it, and Walshy, give us your opinion on Treeverse and kind of like your perspective on it, honestly.
Treeverse, honestly, sorry about that, guys.
You're good.
Well, Treeverse was a project that I didn't really look into that much, so I can't really tell you much of the technical aspects. I follow Loopify, and I know how much of a community leader he is, or she is. I don't know their gender, and it doesn't really matter. Just based on that and based on their reputation, I figured it was worth the asking price. So sometimes I'll do that if I know that somebody launching a project is very reputable. They're known to have a good relationship with the people in the community. Sometimes I'll take a gamble on the person or the account. And yeah, this time around, financially it seems to have worked. We'll see when the game comes out how that plays out, but it looks dope. And all of these Loopify lands, essentially what they do is they're going to give you your own private room or your own private chunk of land. It's not going to be on the map. The Genesis plots aren't on the map, but you can teleport there and you can invite friends. You can customize your land, and yeah, that's about it. So
yeah, I could literally have a bunch of parallel hanging on my land, like artwork in the gallery. Hey, here's this card, here's this card, here's this avatar, here's this avatar.
But the real benefit, I think, guys, is like, I think that having a Genesis plot, perhaps in the future, we might get whitelisted or early access to the land, if that's the way the game is going to be played. So that's just a thought that I have. It's not written in stone. But
yeah, I'm talking to Treeverse in the DMs. Hopefully they respond back to me so I can have them on the show, and they can drop some serious leakage. But I look forward to maybe customizing my clothes or getting a pink beanie or having a sale where I can buy stuff. And I've seen something where the people punch each other and they fall and it's funny, and just all that stuff, all those intricacies are what brings 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 15-year-olds inside Treeverse. I think Ferocious has a plot, so it's going to be super cool to see what's going to happen next week. And we'll keep you informed. The dojo has 4 plots. And we all, show your art, show it in the dojo. Let's hang there. Let's talk. We might have a Treeverse night all together. I just look forward to bridging that community more.
Man, shout out to all the 10, 11, and 12-year-olds right now who are going to be coming up, because by the time you're our age, you're going to be super crypto native. You're going to be like living and breathing this stuff. It's all going to seem totally normal. And you guys are going to be the people who push it forward, Like, you're going to be the people who are going to like look back on like what we lived through and think that we were living in caves. You know what I mean? And like, that's something that, like, once again, Gabby Dizon, the founder of YGG, I mentioned this before on the podcast, but he said that his daughter owns like Axes that will pay for her college. You know what I mean? She owns like assets that have made her more rich than he could have ever dreamed of, like way older than she did. And so like our children are going to be following in our footsteps. Like and just like one other point, right? And this is like really crazy. I've been talking about this a little bit recently, but like in so many other industries and in so many other professions, like we built upon the shoulders of giants, because like when you think about video games and when you think about like traditional tech and industry, we built upon the shoulders of giants. But all the things we're talking about right now, like this is all cutting edge stuff. And like this has never been done before. So the projects and the things we're talking about right now are the first shoulders of giants for the future generations to build upon. And we are building the shoulders out right now for everything to come.
I see that Atlas figure that's holding the world, bro, on his shoulders, like
exactly,
fucking like that, and it's just a bunch of code NFT matrix. It's like a matrix ball, and it's just like that's just dope. Guys, absolutely. I wanted to say we reached 100 messages on chat, which I think was fucking epic. I just got this celebration thing, reached 100 messages. Guys, we're gonna be turning up the stream. I'm gonna have transitions. We're going to have donations. That's going to go back into the community pool. It's going to be self-activated through like comments or like something where we have like a dance party or something randomly that you guys could activate. We're working on that shit, bro. We're trying to make the stream the best stream in the world, okay? And we, if you guys have any guests or, shout out to Metamori. I definitely need to talk to you, bro. I love what you're doing with that meditation of your Bored Ape. Shit's genius. Someone said, I have bought some Ember Sword land plots next to Genesis plots of Solar Land. I'm collecting it for my child, 8 years old. He owns now lands on Sandbox, Decentraland, Ember Swords, and Ledger. And on a Ledger.
Powerful.
On a Ledger, got it locked up, got it vaulted up. Let's shout out to all the people who are, and no hate, but please get a Ledger or whatever you prefer for a cold wallet so that you can secure your crypto and your NFTs, because as these appreciate, we are, for our wary story of the week, we have a individual who I will not announce by name. You can go research who it was, but basically said he was very tired one night, got a message from good old fun CryptoBot, who is not a real person. It's a scam. If you see CryptoBot contact you and say
it probably said DeadStock OG messaging you right now. Hey, dude, what's up?
I've gotten to the point where people are using me for scams. Then I definitely made it. But long story short, what happened was the bot contacted him. He clicked the link, took him to larvalabs.io. Larvalabs.io is not the CryptoPunks website, it's larvalabs.com. When he went there, of course, he connected his MetaMask, but what did it do? It asked him for his seed phrase. What did he do? Like the only thing that you're not supposed to do, which was provide the seed phrase to the website. And he lost 16 CryptoPunks and ETH, right? And before he knew it, a few of those CryptoPunks, I believe 5 or 6 of them had sold, and the people who were able to scam him already had made around $400,000. So it just goes to show you, like, and it doesn't matter what level you're at. This guy obviously had 16 CryptoPunks, had made a game, has been successful in the space, and because of one mistake, a huge mistake, and I hope everything gets rectified, you know, $400,000 is a lot of money. And they're still sitting on more CryptoPunks than ETH. So, you know, everybody be careful and do what you're supposed to do, which is protect your assets. You can't grow it if you don't got it.
Nairu said, having MetaMask mobile on your phone is a no-no.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely a vulnerability.
Yeah, true.
Speaking of a shitload of money, though, Jimmy just sold a V-Friend's cat for like a fucking $250,000. So
Who?
that's dope.
Nice.
Holla.
I want to say it was Jimmy. It was a curious cat that was purchased for 100 ETH or 282,858 USD, baby. Wow.
Sweet.
Yo, shout out to Gary. He's literally about to become something
Man,
Jeff Bezos Titan.
We're going to be hearing more about Gary. So, you know, he's in the space at this point, and we know when Gary digs in, he is not a surface dweller. He dives deep and he gets in on projects that he likes, and he'll you know, I'm sure we'll hear more stuff about that.
Yo, Walshy, what do you think about the CryptoPunks? I want to get one of those. Maybe you think they have the same flip action of or long-term longevity as the fast food punks?
I'd have to look into it to give it a fair assessment. I'm not going to say no, but like I said before, I don't like alt punks. I typically don't get involved with them. I wouldn't advise getting an alt punk unless it's you know, a very specific scenario where you see it playing out well for, you know, whatever your reasons are.
There was driving undercurrent of fast food memes with the punks. Why those went off, you know.
There was a very specific scenario that was taking place that I saw potential in, and
you think Kama Gang is gonna do that same thing?
I mean, Kama Gang is getting memed all the fuck. So like with projects that just come out of obscurity and become very valuable like that, I find a lot of it is the meme value. If it's not the artistic value, then usually it's how big of a meme can this become.
Meme powered.
And people don't seem to want to let go of their memes, right? So, you know, that's just
absolutely. I could definitely use some Skittles right now, guys. I'm craving some Skittles. My mouth is tasting the rainbow. I swear to God. Only all punks I get are ones I like enough to keep. Board Punk, Yacht Club, Fire. Same with Dystopian Punks. Yeah, Dystopian Punks, you kill that shit.
Hey, Dystopian Punks did have a nice little run, yeah.
You remember there was a point where in the timeline, and we'll go back to some serious alpha, nifty dudes, nifty rudes. You remember that? That's like so February, March, you know, and you know, everyone now I feel inside Twitter is talking about, oh, I need to start collecting photography NFTs. And you know, people are like, yo, look at this photo I took on my iPhone. It's an NFT. Check out this iPhone photo. I'm like, guys, I know y'all reaching right now because you guys want to reach and shit, and I see it. I see what you're doing, just like you virtue signal like fucking Pudgy Penguins. Today, Pudgy Penguins was the hot story. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. It's cool. I get it. When the community riles together, they go rile together and they go pump that project. But the photography thing, I've been a photographer for a long time, and you know, I'm not dropping an NFT anytime soon, but I might need to consider it. Now that you might have
to consider it because as the space fleshes out, it's going to mirror what's going on in the real world. So digitally, we're going to end up seeing, like we're starting to see now, as artists who make one-of-ones, for example, start to come out. We're seeing art blocks doing their thing. So that stuff is going to end up happening. And so people, big time photographers, just like we see the Tom Sachs. Tom Sachs has been making what he's been creating in the real world for a minute. All of a sudden he goes onto the blockchain and people are putting these rockets together. The parts for these rockets are blowing up. If you would have got in on the Tom Sachs NFTs, you would have made a ton of money. So if you're following high quality artists or high quality photography or one-of-one artists, It's going to be a matter of time. Then it just depends on the community. And obviously someone like Tom Sachs has a rabid community who really digs this stuff. But that's what's going to end up happening. You're going to see a lot of this stuff flesh out and go from, PFPs aren't going to go anywhere. It is what it is. But we're going to start seeing everything go from the PFPs to the one-of-ones, to the parallels, the influences, to the arts that's going to be doing photography and anything else people could do, portraits. We got Mavi. Mavi's going to blow up.
Yeah, Mavi. Shout out to Mavi with 2 eyes in the chat. You feel me?
You better go coin millionaire Mavi quickly, because it's going to happen.
I love this community because we shout out each other.
Texas.
There's no ill will. It's just beautiful, bro. Jeremy, I need you to tell the people to fucking like the stream, bro. Our numbers have to. This show has to be rocketing like Tom Sachs.
We got 20
Man,
people.
like you definitely should like jump on this like as often as you can, because like our whole goal and our whole purpose here, like the gurus, like we want to share wisdom and alpha, and we want to like we're trying to enrich ourselves, but like we're also trying to enrich you. You know what I mean? Like, and like once again, like we talked about earlier on the show, like we've talked about the fast food punks, we've talked about Parallel, I've talked about Alluvium, we talked about YGG, we've talked about so many the gutter cats, the bored apes, like we've been talking about this shit for
everything.
months.
Yeah.
Like everything, dude. Like the thing is, it's like research builds conviction, conviction builds wealth, and we've been building conviction, we've been building wealth, and like this week has culminated in all those things. So like do tune in, like look at previous shows, like do get engaged, because like we're only going up from here, and we've only continued to go up from here.
It's up.
Even if we go into, dude, like, well, like here's the thing, okay, right? We're not talking about DeFi. Like DeFi is great, but like if we go into a crypto winter tomorrow, historically speaking and statistically speaking, here we go, the Jeremy fucking term, if you zoom out, these things that we're talking about only go up through those things. In crypto winter, in a bear market, all the things we're talking about, they go up consistently. Okay. So like hang out, talk to us. Don't be afraid to reach out. And you're not too late. That's my biggest thing, is like, we are not too late. You are not too late. If you just came here today, you will, well, it's not financial advice, but you'll probably profit. Just be wise, build your checklist, build conviction, build research, and it's only up from here. That's it.
It's only up. Yo, someone said these guys have 90% shooting percentage at least on NFTs.
That's not true.
No, Walshy takes all our losses. So
take
that's
that 10%, bro. I got a pretty good running rate. I feel pretty high.
I stand on the shoulders of Walshy, honestly.
Because I never tell people to buy like 500 of a fucking Misfit University. I'd never say that shit. I'd never be like, hey, have 500 of those. It's really about those small victories that you gain. It snowballs with those small victories, bro. Take your small victories.
It does start to add up, though. It goes to tell you, like, when you make the decisions in the space, you have a long time frame. Even if you're doing a little flipping, like we all like to do. I mean, whether it was Top Shot and you sold at the top, whether you got into Board Ape Yacht Club, you got into Parallel, you got into any influence, you got into any of these, you have been making good decisions. So, I mean, it could offset. And a lot of times, the space is basically, what is the game plan? Making asymmetric investments. Yeah, you could lose 100%, but it's more likely that you're going to probably gain a 5x or a 10x. And so you can afford, in baseball terminology, to have a 300% batting average, which means you're only really hitting home runs 3 out of 10, but those ones that you're hitting home runs on are going to far outweigh any of the losses. So,
Anthony, shout out to Anthony in the chat for a second. He said, I'm new. I like what I'm learning from you guys. Thank you. Dude, thank you for being born for such a time as this. We are in the gold rush. We don't take this shit for granted. We are the lunatic fringes. We're beyond. We're pre early, so to speak. What are you saying, Jeremy?
I was saying, like, who built that like batting average argument? Who built that? That was Warren Buffett. And Warren Buffett's pretty fucking successful, if we're being honest with ourselves. Now, when it comes to baseball and Warren Buffett, like if you dig into his stuff, like, yeah, he's not right on crypto, but he's right on a lot of things, right? So, like, don't be black and white, take the gray. Like, if you're swinging at things, like, you better have, like, a batting box that you swing at, yeah? Like, everything within that box, take a swing at. Everything outside that box, forget about it. But how do you build that box? You build that box by building research, building conviction. right? So if you know what your parameters are, you know your box and you know the things you could swing at. Now, if there's something just even slightly outside that box, you don't swing at it because then you're going to miss. You know what I mean? So only swing at the things within your box and you're probably going to hit most of the time. That's how you build up your batting average, you know? Train your eye, train your thoughts, train your mind, yeah? Build that conviction. It's as simple as that. But that takes time as well. So, you know,
Yeah, your
take
center
what you will.
target, dude, was that catalyst drive, and you swung. So, shout out to you. I can't harp on that enough. Guys, are we missing any hot news, spicy WGMIs out there that we didn't cover on this show?
We did miss one thing, but I don't think we should dive into it here. But maybe we could like tease it for like the next show or the show after that. And that is Illuvium and Illuvium Zero. If you want to tease yourself a little bit, go to the Illuvium Discord, go to the minigames, and Illuvium is looking to release a new minigame that is going to add utility to the Illuvium token. And maybe we'll talk about it in the future. Maybe we won't. If you want to see something about it, go to my Twitter, Jeremy Storm Sky. You can find me everywhere at Jeremy Storm Sky. I just released a great Twitter thread on what you could look forward to there. And that is something that will build your conviction on Illuvium, which is something that I'm extremely bullish about. But we'll talk about that another time.
Yep.
Jeremy, I need you to follow me on Twitter. I think you unfollowed me, and it hurt my feelings. So
Damn, dude, Jeremy, what the fuck? You're a guru. You're supposed to follow all the gurus. It's part of the code.
I looked at it the other day, and I said, you know what? Damn, man, he must have been drinking too much wine that night, and you know,
he's going to follow you right now.
I wanted to save it for the show to get.
Mine's when I get crazy. Feel bad.
All good.
No, I'll be honest, DeadStock. I don't know if I was ever following you. I'll be honest there, because I definitely wouldn't have unfollowed you, but I'm following you now, so it's done.
Oh, that was my polite way of saying it, honestly. So now we're on the same page.
This is
I never get a chance to give Jeremy a hard time, so I waited until the show because I love
Yo,
him.
Meta said y'all got me here taking notes. Haha, so much alpha in this room, for sure. Speaking of that, guys, I got a burrito date with a kangaroo. He's in the car. I got to take him to get, you know, he eats burritos all the time. This is how I get my luck for my NFT drops. So I don't want to keep him waiting. The car is running. He drives. But yeah, guys, I need to go around the round table. You know the end. I wish there was a sound like a dream loop sound that we could do. How's those dream loops, by the way? That just came into my mind.
Are they pumping?
Well, are they? Well, I've had mine listed for a long time, and they still haven't sold, I don't think. But
shout out to Dream Loops.
But you know what, Dream Loops, I'm they're still a good project. As far as I'm concerned, they did things the right way. They just they got oversaturated with people looking to sell rather than hold on to their product. Shout out Dream Loops.
You know, guys, next stream we're gonna go for 200 messages. I think we can do it. Maybe we need to extend the chat for like an hour and a half. We're going to be bringing on guests to the NFT Guru Talk and Chill. Any ones you want to think of. I got some stuff in the works. Also, thanks for liking the stream. Thanks for being here. Parallel's gold. Yep, you already know, Robert Pager. I know you got here a little late, but you're the man. Parallel is the 1% for sure. I love that. Parallel is the 1%. I'm going to go around the table. This beautiful dojo table that we sit on the floor. So yeah, and I want everyone to just, you know how the drill goes. If you're new here, we channel our inner sensei. We give you some alpha before we leave, and then we fucking roll out. So I'm going to let Walshy have the first word. You know, talk about your favorite food, whatever. I don't care. It's your time.
Well, let's just
Fish cakes.
Let's just go with this. While things are pumping, just be sure to consider hedging some profits. I know I already talked about that, but I can't stress it enough because of the situation that I had with Top Shot. We might have a resurgence with Top Shot. It's yet to be seen, but it's never fun seeing your potential profits going down 80-90%. It's always a possibility. So while times are good, just keep in consideration that profits aren't profits until you actually do indeed hedge them. So be careful out there, do lots of research, and as always, like, network, meet some people.
Dude, I thought aren't you buying a plane with your profits, like a private jet that says Walshy on the top, Apeshy or something?
Well, maybe in the future we'll think about a helicopter or something along those lines, young.
Bless you, Jeremy. Bless you.
Bless you.
We'll see. We'll see.
For sure. Keep doing your thing, Walsh. You're the man. DeadStock?
Yeah, I think my thing is basically to harp off of what he said is even with something like Top Shot that has kind of had that pump and came back down, we're starting to see these projects that are still building out. And if you're in it for the long haul, like we're always talking about, like Jeremy always mentions, and pulling a step back, then something like Top Shot, if you're in it, then you should be in it and have conviction about it. Because in the end, you want to have conviction about whatever you get into. I mean, Walshy has always had conviction about Avastars, you know, Young and Jeremy with Parallel, and of course with the deep dives that they do. And then with me, you know, just kind of like sniping what I like, I have conviction about that stuff. I don't always have to mint a project to say that I like a project. I sometimes like to watch the layout of it. Is it a slow burn? Did it sell out? Is the team legit? Is the community legit? And so have conviction about whatever actions you take, because in the end, if you do, you're going to invest in stuff that you believe in. And obviously we always say, you know, if it goes to zero, it's something you enjoy. But a lot of times if you get into something good, you stay in it. And for the long haul, it's going to take care of you. So that is my thing. Have conviction.
Wise words, man. You just hit him with the fucking dart right in the center.
Yeah, baby.
All right, yo, Jeremy.
Pat him on the belly for me too, young.
I will. Jeremy, I need you to channel that NFT Shakespearean that you are, bro.
Absolutely, man. I was thinking about this before the stream, and you know, I think so often, like when we were growing up, and maybe this is just me, you know, I remember sitting like in on like even in high school, like when your high school would bring in like some inspirational person, or maybe it was like in college when they'd bring in an inspirational person, maybe they wrote a book or they were some sort of movie star or whatever. The question would always come up, like, how did you get to where you are? And like, how can I like build my own journey? And like the person always gives like a really cheesy answer, or at least a lot of the times they give a cheesy answer. And it's like, just do what you're doing, believe in your thing, and like grind, you know what I mean? And it is a cheesy answer, you know, but like, how did we all get here? We got here by believing in ourselves. We got here by grinding and by doing our thing, you know? And like, if you came into this space right now, it's intimidating, man. Like, it's hard. You know, because like there's a huge learning curve. There's so many things to dive into. Like, where do you begin? And you begin by like focusing and by like realizing that like you're on a long, hard journey. But if you stick with it and if you do your thing, you're going to be doing the thing that all those cheesy people gave you cheesy advice about. And it's by doing your thing, sticking with it. Like let's just take it back to like the OG, Joe Rogan. How the fuck did Joe Rogan get to where he was? Well, Joe Rogan has like over 1,000 shows right now. It took a lot of shows to get to like for Joe Rogan to be Joe Rogan. You know what I mean? We're at 25 shows. The difference between 25 shows and one show is meteoric. You know, I started with Illuvium. I started with a bunch of different shit. Like we all started in different places, but we kept grinding, we kept doing. So you're never too late, and you're never fucking too late in this space. I tell you that. So keep doing your thing. Keep grinding. And like, I'll leave you with this. You know, I said it earlier. Rome wasn't built in a day. And I'm going to tweet this right after the show. You'll never beat the people who wake up and do this from morning to night. We are the night owls. We are all going to make it.
Yay!
Yeah. Damn. That shit fucking rocked me. It's kind of like Walshy's night shift fast food punk team. They night owls for sure. I seen you, bro. And guys, I would say this, you know, all those perspectives, put them in the cauldron, mix them up, and what you get a perfect individual like yourself. You guys are doing great. You guys keep doing great. I believe in you. We believe in you. The Sensei, the whole fucking dojo believes in you. I want you guys to get into the dojo. So if you're not in the dojo, make sure you buy an OG Willie Poodle. It's on the link in bio. At the Young Show. It gives you access to the dojo. I'm giving a cool accessory for the dog, a cool accessory for the Young OG toy. And it's just going to be fun. All right. I want to talk to you in the Discord. This is not shilling. I had to plug it in. I have this writing on my wall and I stare at it every day because every day in 2014, I was on the verge of just losing my life and just giving up. And I heard something say, hold the reins. So I'm going to tell y'all to hold these goddamn reins. We're all going to make it. And I love you all. So till next time, guys, if you got, you know the outro, it's an embarrassing dance of me. Stay in the chat, conversate in the chat. We'll talk to you in the chat. But can't wait to see you. I see what you're doing there, DeadStock. You got moves, you got jokes. We'll see you next week with another banging show. Love you, boys. And above all,
Stay content.
Stay content.
stay
Making
content.
sense.
Peace.
Peace.
And mute your mic because we're going to music. Peace. Love y'all. Peace.
Say it again, Young.
I can't make decisions on the spot. It's a problem that I got. I don't pick and choose a lot. I'd rather just take on what I buy. You know I like counting dash. I found a habit. No, they pay me just to come and stand around and dabbish. Do some damage. That's why I don't make decisions a lot. First name basis, then relations. That time you chasing, you know you wasting. And I hate it. Life is what you make of it. Can't be on complacent shit. Man, I think I'll take it alone. Or see all the faking, you know it. So afraid to make mistakes that you blow it.